Hello, and welcome to the Citizen Compass Newsroom. Today's news. A look back at 2955. A year in review for the USC and the Citizen Compass. As the year 2955 draws to a close, citizens across the verse prepare to welcome the new year. It has been a remarkably busy and eventful year, both for the United Space Confederation, USC, and for the Citizen Compass. Join us as we look back at some of the most memorable moments covered in our 2955 news cycle, along with several key events that helped shape the USC over the past year. The first United Space Confederation Conference, CONCON. For the first time in its history, the United Space Confederation hosted its own official conference, quickly dubbed CONCON. Held in the Crusader showroom on Horizon, this inaugural event marked the beginning of what is planned to become an annual gathering. CONCON gave citizens and USC members the opportunity to meet directly with Confederation leadership. Leaders presented their plans, ongoing projects, and visions for the future through speeches and presentations, followed by open Q&A sessions where citizens could engage directly with those in charge. In addition to the formal program, the conference featured small contests, an award ceremony honoring outstanding citizens, and plenty of lighthearted moments and shenanigans. Spanning 2 full days to accommodate all time zones, the first CONCON was a clear success, and one we already look forward to seeing return in 2956. October 3rd, 2955, the first edition of the Citizen Compass. The Citizen Compass itself was founded in October 2955, debuting as a modest 2-page paper and PDF publication featuring short articles on the latest USC news. Our earliest coverage included reports on the MI expedition to Pyro, ONI malfunctions and data breaches, and a particularly disastrous ground mining operation involving several explosions. Since then, the Citizen Compass has grown significantly. Over the following months, we launched our website, streamlined our production process, and greatly expanded our reach. More recently, we introduced text-to-voice options for our articles and began producing accompanying video content. We are excited to see where the coming year will take the Citizen Compass next. The first Maxon's Mile of Mayhem. On October 5, 2955, Director Maxons hosted the very first USC buggy racing event, Maxon's Mile of Mayhem. Sensing a growing need for speed among USC members, Maxons quickly organized a high-energy race at the Horizon racetrack. The event delivered exactly what it promised: chaos, laughter, and unforgettable moments. It proved to be a highlight for everyone involved, and many are already hoping for a return of the race in 2956. Operation Star Forge. With the return of the frontier fighters following their early defeats in Pyro, ONI, and the Ministry of Security Services, MSS, launched Operation Star Forge, a multi-week campaign to finally dismantle the group. The operation unfolded in several phases. First came extensive intelligence gathering across Stanton and Pyro, as USC personnel worked to uncover frontier fighter movements and plans. This was followed by direct action, targeting supply convoys and medical facilities. While these missions were expected to be straightforward, several USC ships were lost during the fighting, though all crews were successfully rescued. The final phase focused on the frontier fighters' last stand, including engagements with their stolen Polaris and the pursuit of their leader, Amelia Boyd, who was ultimately brought to justice. Despite losses, morale remained high, and Operation Starforge concluded as a decisive success. The Citizen Compass later published a full Frontier Fighters retrospective, examining their origins, backers, failures, and the lessons needed to prevent similar movements in the future. The difficult question: what to do with Pyro? With the final defeat of the Frontier Fighters, Pyro once again took center stage, along with the difficult question of what should be done with the system. To explore this, the Citizen Compass published a long-form investigative article examining Pyro's history, its inhabitants, and its major power players. The goal was to better understand who truly lives in Pyro and what its people may actually want. This article became the most widely read piece of the year for the Citizen Compass, a milestone we are particularly proud of and hope to build upon with future research-driven reporting. The launch parties. Another series of highlights came in the form of launch events celebrating new additions to the USC fleet, most notably the Anvil Paladin and the RSI Perseus. Both ships received grand launch parties and were put through extensive combat testing with impressive results. These events stood out as some of the year's most memorable moments, especially for members finally getting their hands on ships they had long awaited. Our ongoing and friendly rivalry with ONI. Many of our readers may have noticed that here at the Citizen Compass, we have a habit of keeping a particularly close eye on the Office of Naval Intelligence, ONI. From examining their internal workings to reporting on scandals and providing explanations for questionable incidents, ONI has featured prominently in our coverage. One of our very first articles focused on an ONI data breach scandal and a series of ship malfunctions. Others may recall when ONI publicly blamed a consulting firm for providing faulty intelligence data. Some might interpret this consistent scrutiny as deliberate targeting or even a smear campaign. We assure our readers that this is not the case. Our role is simple: to investigate, to ask uncomfortable questions, and to keep all branches of government accountable. After all, that is the duty of any serious, journalism-focused news agency. That said, let us be honest. Despite our reporting, we maintain a solid working relationship with ONI and its leadership. While we may occasionally uncover uncomfortable truths, such transparency ultimately benefits everyone involved. We look forward to continuing this dynamic in the coming year and, no doubt, uncovering a few more ONI scandals along the way. Going into NICS. For years, the USC had lost contact with the People's Alliance of NICS, making the reopening of the NICS gateways a momentous occasion. Many USC members visited Levski for the first time, while others returned after a long absence. Unfortunately, the renewed connection also revealed troubling developments. NICS now faces increasing vandal incursions, the emergence of a new and unidentified criminal faction, and growing UE involvement, including the deployment of contractors and large-scale terraforming efforts. In response, the USC committed itself to supporting the People's Alliance. Initial combat missions coincided with the launch of the RSI Perseus, while Operation Kurofun later delivered vital supplies to Levski amid a long-standing UE shadow blockade. Massacre at the NICS Gateway. Not all memories of 2955 are triumphant. One of the darkest moments came with the massacre at the NICS Gateway. A fleet bound for NICS on what was meant to be a routine exploration mission, with a scheduled ONI intelligence drop-off at Levski, was ambushed just as it prepared to enter the jump point. A pirate, Idris, annihilated the escorts and boarded the disabled Carracks. Despite overwhelming odds and devastating losses, the crews fought back with determination. Even as the fleet was destroyed, a new force was assembled to return to the gateway and confront the attackers. The massacre remains a defining moment in USC history, tragic, but also a testament to resilience. Looking ahead, these are only a few of the many events, operations, and stories that define 2955. For more, we invite you to explore our website, where our articles also serve as a living archive of USC history. Thank you for listening. We wish you a strong and exciting start to the new year. May 2956 be just as eventful.